Hoi there, small fry, and welcome to another edition of Itch.io Tasty, the series where we put a random word into the itch.io search bar and see what kind of wacky and wonderful games we can find. On this edition, well, I'm not done milking the controversy about CSGO Lotto and those YouTubers what got themselves into hot water, so this week's word is gambling. I always avoid saying this week, because this isn't a weekly series, this is a when I have an idea for it series, so I fucked up when I said week there. But either way, I put gambling into itch.io search bar, and I found some games loosely related to that. Let's have a look at them, shall we? First up is God's Demand. If I'm quite honest, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. As far as I can tell, it's a clicker game, but with some element of maybe some strategy. I don't know, you just get these random selection of gods, they're constantly demanding things, and you choose to give them what they want, and then gamble with them to, I guess, get more things to maybe give the gods. If you keep refusing them, they get angry and it's game over. So you gotta keep giving them stuff to appease them. All I know is, I just eventually got bored of trying to figure it out and just clicked yes to everything and watched the amount of bulls I had go up. I started with 0 bulls and then I got like all of the bulls, so that was alright, but otherwise not a particularly great game. I'm going to give this one, let's say 5 Counter-Strike Go gun skins out of 15. Hex Stack It 2D is an interesting game. It's got an interesting concept, should I say. The game itself is, well, it's lacking. It could do with some more work done to it. As always, I understand Itch.io games are often experimental, amateur things. I'm not here to pick it to pieces, but I would say if this was given a bit more speed, a bit more zest, a bit more energy to it. Right now it's very low energy, but basically you're the little ship scrolling from left to right, and you change colour by scrolling on the mouse wheel or pressing buttons on a controller. They recommend a controller, but the mouse worked just fine. You change your colour to get the hexagons. If your ship is yellow, then you can pick up the yellow hexagons. Don't pick up the red ones if you're yellow. Use the mouse wheel and scroll till you're red. So you change your colour to red, then you can pick up a red hexagon. The idea is to stack them up and keep stacking them, and then bank them before the end of the game or before you hit something wrong and lose stuff. So that's where the gambling mechanic comes in. It's choosing when to bank your points. Yeah, nice idea. The game itself, the execution is a little lackluster for my taste, but it's alright, it's okay. For something that's free, whatever. I give this one 2 insincere apology videos out of 3. Soul Gambler is a visual novel. This one you have to buy. It was a kickstarted game apparently, and it'll cost you $4.99, and I spent that $4.99 because I figured, well, if I can't make back $4.99 off this video, then I've got no business being in this business. So I bought it, and it's alright. As far as visual novels go, I've played worse, I've played better. It's about a Faustian pact. In fact, the character's called Faust. In fact, all of the characters have names that are very on the nose. But it's interesting enough. You make different choices here and there. The conceit is that you have sold your soul, or rather you have entered into a pact in which you can sell your soul, and there are various choices throughout the story where you're constantly bothered by the ghostly reflection of the ideal you that's offering a certain percentage of your soul to achieve certain things. The main problem with it is I'm not Faust, so when I'm offered a percentage of my soul to get my work done faster, that doesn't mean anything to me, because I've just got to keep clicking the dialogue until the work's done. I'm not doing the work myself. That's where the game kind of falters in its premise. The stakes for the player are low because it is a visual novel, and because you're not really doing or achieving anything. Like you as the player don't get anything out of it, so you've got to really, really care about Faust, and I don't. He's a bit of a dick. But, the music's nice, the art style is pretty decent. No voiceovers or anything, so it is a little bit of it feels a little hollow. Otherwise, for a $5 visual novel, it's alright, but there are better things you can spend the $5 on. That's where I am with that one. I'll give this one, one statement from my legal team saying that I did nothing illegal out of 2. Now we come to the pick of the week, and for my money, one of the best, I'm laughing just thinking about it, one of the best games we've ever featured on Itch.io Tasty. It's called Slug Race by Dustin Coven. You can go and play it right now. It's a browser game, so, you just play it in your browser. And, I'll say it's even one of the most entertaining browser games I've ever played. I'll read the premise outright. The only thing stronger than a grandmother's love is the vig on the $25,000 she owes her bookie, and now that bookie has come to collect from you. Granny's made a mess again, and now it's time for you to clean it up, or else. Gambling, burglary, Granny's trapped, go! You start with $5, you bet it on one of the slugs, and you whip the slugs, and you've got to keep hitting the whip button until it looks like your slug will win. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. If you run out of money, and I advise you do that as soon as possible, because betting from $5 ain't going to get you anywhere quickly enough. But when you lose all your money, you go to a burglary minigame where you click on bits of a house to get money. If you click on the wrong bit, you'll get shot by the owner and it's game over. That bit annoyed me a little, because I'm not sure what the strategy is there, and you're not really given much of a clue. I don't know if there's a way to tell when, where not to click, or whether it's purely random, but it is an instant game over. But if you can successfully burglarize for long enough, eventually police sirens will wail, and that'll let you know that the cops are on their way and you've got to get out quick. And then you've got more money, and you can keep betting on slugs. And I love the art style. It's a very simple art style using outlines and everything. Very contrasty colours. It's just got this garish look to it and a great sense of humour. And just the slug shapes are wonderful. It looks gross and sick and weird, and I adore this one. I really do like this one because it's very stupid and silly and entertaining and fun and funny. So I'm going to give this one top marks. Maybe the top marks we've ever given any of these games ever in the history of this series, bar none. This one gets full disclosure out of 10. And that's it for this week's Itch.io Tasty. I said this week again. Not thinking straight today. That's it for this edition of Itch.io Tasty. I'm going to find more ways to make money out of this whole CSGO gambling thing, but until then, get itchy and stay tasty, my friend.